Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. We've got transfer news coming at you, but first things first, happy 2024. It's New Year's. I just read the Christmas tree. Is that bad luck if the Christmas tree's still up?
6th of January, they say.
6th, that's a very specific date.
I like to work on specifics.
Yeah. Big up to everyone in the chat already. If you haven't already, please do us a favour and hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds and it supports us massively. Helps other people find the channel. And yeah, subscribe so we can get to that 100k. This year, bro, 100k, man. It's happening. So,
inshallah.
Inshallah. So, we have transfer news. I mean, the fact, the time is incorrect. Oh, yeah, I need to launch the thing. The fact that we're only like a couple of, what is it, 18 hours into the new year, and we've got transfer news straight away is mad. Didn't expect that. Thought it might be a little bit of a longer wait, and it's an unheard of name that like I've not seen a City link to this guy ever, and it's Pedro Neto.
Baller.
I think Pedro Neto is sick.
He is sick. He's a bad man, Pedro Neto. He's the main man there at Wolves, isn't he? Like he's their Kevin De Bruyne. He's their linchpin. He's their main guy. Like I think he's an aggressive ball carrier. Do you know what I'm saying? And like while Nunez is showing a bit of that, fair to me is we don't have many aggressive ball carriers who are going to get in behind the defensive line and break lines essentially. And he's got goals in him. He's got goals in him as well. So he's kind of an all round package, Neto. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean. Do you want me to read out the tweet? I've got the report here from...
Prepped it.
I prepped it. I've got it from Steve K, who is working for transfer.com. As always, people, you're free to make up your own minds about how reliable any sources are, but we thought we'd talk about it anyway because it's an interesting one. And he says, Manchester City have initiated talks with Pedro Neto's agent to gauge the player's interest in a move to Man City. Manchester City's interest in Neto is driven by their need for a defensively sound right winger to provide support for Kyle Walker. Well, I think the first thing to take from that is we don't need to be offering Kyle Walker support in the right wing position. We need to be taking Kyle Walker out of the right wing position. That's not something we need.
Yeah, that's definitely not. I don't want to support Kyle Walker moving forward. I want him to stay further back. Do you know what I mean?
Is my mic broke, bro?
No, it's sound now. It literally it lasted for like 2 or 3 seconds. It sounded. It wasn't like when you might change it. Just sounded a little bit weird. It's fixed. Yeah, I don't want to support Kyle Walker in right wing mode. I want more of him being more of a defensive player, not the forward passing Kyle Walker, whipping balls and that. This plus getting Neto in. I get the pace in that, but does it support Kyle Walker going forward? Like.
If you're going to play Pedro Neto on the right wing for Manchester City, leave Kyle Walker in right back or right of a back three. If Pedro Neto, like, whilst he's great going forward, he's actually also great in defence as well. He works really hard in defence, and he's often found in right back positions, winning the ball back, etc., etc. So it's not a case of Pedro Neto, he just goes forward, he doesn't defend, maybe like, say, Doku does right now. He'll get up and down that line. So there's no need at that point for Kyle Walker to be getting up and down that line. I'm just trying to. I've got his stats up here now. Current season, Pedro Neto.
I've seen someone in the chat asking his age. He's only 23 years old, Pedro Neto, which is mad,
bro. And it feels like he's been around for ages.
Yeah,
because
it does.
He's had a really strong season this year. I'm pretty sure he was hit quite badly with injuries last season, Pedro Neto. But he started off really strong. Look at this. Look, 11 appearances this season in the Premier League, 8 on the right wing, 2 on the left wing. So immediately, if you're a fan of Pep Guardiola, you'll know a little bit of versatility in there is something that'll appeal to Manchester City. But 11 appearances, 1 goal and 8 assists. 8 assists already off the wing is in 11 games now, because he's obviously missed a couple of games because I think we're 18 in or something like that. But for 11 games to have 8 assists and a goal, it's an extremely good return on a player playing for a team that were expected to essentially be goners. They were really expected to be goners, but it's quite clear Pedro Neto is not single-handedly, because Gary O'Neill's doing a great job, but he's a massive contributor to how Wolves are actually doing decent.
Yeah, I really back the idea of signing Pedro Neto. It doesn't feel like a realistic transfer, especially not a January transfer either. I think this would be more a summer signing. I think it'd cost cash as well to get him out of there. But it's one that I like. I like the idea of it. It's just not. It's proper not realistic. I just don't see us getting another winger in. In my head, I feel like we're going full midfielder, not winger.
I've changed on that front, bro. I've changed my opinion on that front. I think we are going to go winger, and I think it's on the basis that Phil Foden's time on the wing is going to come to an entire end.
Yeah,
I think Phil Foden.
That's a shout. That's a shout.
I think Phil Foden will. I think he's proved now. He's shown enough that he can become a consistent midfielder. And then you see, as we've spoke about before, me and you, when Kevin De Bruyne comes back, it'll be a massive help for Phil Foden to not have to be the sole or chief creator in midfield. So, Phil Foden midfield will become more of a thing. And at that point, you're saying, right, where's the absentee? Where are we kind of lacking? You let go of Cole Palmer. You let go of Sterling not so long ago too. Mahrez left. Let's go and get a winger. Pedro Neto, who's predominantly a right-sided winger, can play on the left, as he's shown. He seems to be a good fit. I mean, I looked at his stats for last season as well. Got them up here. He is quite injury-prone. He is. I mean,
I was just about to say, someone in the chat said injury-prone. Fraser there says injury-prone. A few people have been putting it in the chat now. How bad is it? Rip the Band-Aid off, bro.
Well, I mean, it's not disgraceful, but it's quite bad. He missed 20 Premier League games last season. He only played 18.
Wow, he only played 18 games last year.
He only played 18 league games last year, getting no goals, 1 assist, 1 yellow card. He played 2 games in Premier League 2 last season, got a goal, and 1 game in the EFL Cup, but I think they got knocked out in that game. So, in the league, anyway, he only made 18 appearances, playing left wing, attacking mid, right wing, and centre forward as well. But look, there's no denying the guy's got serious quality. But at his age, the injury record's a bit. It's a bit.
Yeah, that's a concern to be 23-year-old and already having an injury record like that. That's not something that you really want to see, especially because he is quality as well. He's quality,
Yeah.
but in my head, I feel like we'd get him, bro. And he'd be pure biscuits. Like,
well, I mean, look,
but if you look at the quality of our staff that we've got, they might be able to fix him. I mean, when we signed Ilkay Gundogan, people saying that he was made of biscuits, and he had that back injury when we signed him.
Yeah, I mean, look, we do actually. We've got a very decent record of recent anyway when it comes to signing players who you would think have a slightly bad injury record, and then they come to us and they're kind of okay. Like, I mean, Jack Grealish had a pretty poor injury record at Aston Villa. He missed a lot of football. Haaland at Dortmund missed quite a bit of football in his last season anyway. And then they both come to City, or since they both arrived at City, they've been pretty decent. They both had their knocks here and there, but that's pretty expected for any footballer really to pick up knocks here and there. It's rare that you get none. But in terms of comparing their injury records at City to their previous clubs, they're much better at City. So City are clearly very good at managing and maintaining players' welfare, I suppose, and not overdoing it. Like with Neto as well, you could bracket him into, say, the way Grealish was at Villa and Haaland was at Dortmund. Every game you got to play. If you're fit, you're playing. Grealish at Villa, you're fit, you're playing. Haaland at Dortmund, you're playing.
Harry Kane at Spurs were the exact same as well.
Exactly, mate. Neto, your injury record's not great at Wolves. You come to Manchester City, you ain't going to play every week. Now, you're going to be a part of a title challenger squad. You're playing under the best manager in the world, and you're playing with the best players in the world, the most successful team in the world right now. But you won't play every single week. You'll have your bit part role. And that's something that players have to accept when they come to Manchester City. Like, do you put your ego in front or your success in front, your potential for success in front? Like, are you one of these players who goes, no, I'm willing to put success or closer guaranteed success aside on the basis that I play every week? Or would you rather be part of an overall squad and play your role in the squad and be cool with that and challenge for trophies? We don't even know what Pedro Neto wants. We have no idea what he's up for.
Yeah, we don't know his thoughts on the whole situation and whether he even, do you know what I mean, what his kind of stance on what it'd be. I think if City went in for him, I don't think there'd be any issues with personal terms, anything like that. I think we'd get the deal over the line. I think the issue that we would have is the price. I think we'd have to pay a hefty fee. But I mean, City might be going to it and say, look, injuries are killing this guy. Like, maybe we could pick him up a little bit cheaper, but I think that's because the quality's there. I think it will cost a bag to get him in. Sam McCoy with 35 months. Yes, Sam, mate. He says, as much as I rate Neto, by the way, 35 months is a long ass time. He says, as much as I rate Neto, just don't see us bringing him in January. I don't see it being a January signing either if we were to go and get him. He says, the only business I see us doing, if any, is a Phillips replacement, but would love Paqueta. The Paqueta thing's just died, man. Like, massively. It just, like, fallen off a cliff, died. I think if we were to go get Paqueta, maybe that'd be, again, a summer signing, not a January one, just because of the yellow card situation, his betting thing. And the Mancunian way, it is Martin himself. Yes, bro, with a 5, big up with a super chat, man. He says, Happy New Year, lads. What a year. Let's go, City till we die. Yeah. Just as a genuine thing, 2023 for City is incredible. What an incredible year that's been. That calendar year, man, sick.
It'll never be topped. It's impossible to top it. Like you won't beat it.
It's next level, man. It's next level. We've peaked. That's it. But yeah, man. Big up for the super chat, Martin, and happy New Year to everyone in the chat. Hopefully, 2024 does bits for you lots.
I'm just looking at Pedro Neto is also contracted until 2027. It's obviously 2024 now, so he's got 3 more years left in his contract. He's the main man at Wolves. I think we should all be in agreement that he's going to cost a fat bag.
Yeah.
If we want to go and get Paqueta, I know you're saying it's fallen off a cliff, but I don't think it's fully dead. I think City will reignite it again in the summertime. I think it's just dead.
Summer. It's dead for January, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
dead for January. I think City will test the waters again in the summertime. I don't see City going and dropping a bag on both Paqueta and Neto. I think you're going to see one or the other.
Yeah. But then on top of that as well, you look at the other players that we're linked to. Like, we're not going to go sign Pedro Neto and go get a Paqueta, and people say that we were interested in Florian Wirtz. Do you know what I mean? And keep getting all these players in. It's just an unrealistic expectation. And also, you've got a DM that we're going to have to find.
We're not going to get Wirtz. People are so excited, but we're not going to get Florian Wirtz. He's got Bayern Munich written all over him. All over him. He just reeks of a Bayern Munich deal, Florian Wirtz. And there's been nothing in months now to suggest that City, we sent someone out to scout him a couple months ago. That was about the height of it.
Yeah, that was the height of it.
We've heard nothing about any contacts with agents, getting quotes off Leverkusen or trying to build relationships. There's nothing. It's just Florian Wirtz. We would like him, but we're not going to get him. So
who wouldn't like him? Innit? It's hardly a link. It's like a smidge of a link. Basically, we've scouted him, but every club in the world has probably scouted him.
Bro, I want him, but you best believe if he slams in the summertime at the Euros in Germany, for Germany, he's got every club looking for him, and he more than likely picks Bayern Munich, if you ask me. And so this is why it isn't actually that much of a surprise that we're going in for Pedro Neto, who plays in a similar area of the pitch, or that we're interested, I should say, in Pedro Neto, who plays in a similar area of the pitch to Florian Wirtz, because we don't have a straight run at Florian Wirtz. And if you look at City's transfer strategy over as long as this board's been in place, we don't like getting into bidding wars, or we don't like to go toe-to-toe too often for a player. We like to have a straight run. We want you to come to us. You have to want to come to us and show that interest. We're not going to try, we're not going to, tempt you or try force you or bribe you. It's just, you want to play for us, right, we'll come and try get you. So I think that the Neto deal will probably be easier to get done than Florian Wirtz, because Florian Wirtz is going to hit that superstar level next summer. I think he's going to slam for Germany.
Yeah, I think he'll do bits, and obviously then the cash on the first thing is a lot as well. 100 million straight off the rip, and that's without taking into account Euros and how if you slammed it there, you adding money on it there. It's cash, man. It's cash.
So Neto has played as a 10, and he plays on the right. Wirtz has played on the right, and he also plays in the 10. It's just they're both versatile attacking players. That's the point I'm getting at. And exactly, Bain, with Bellingham, we didn't really push too hard to get Bellingham. And same with Declan Rice. We put in our offer, Declan Rice didn't really push to get the move to City.
Yeah.
So we said, right, Arsenal, here's your free run at him. We're too proud for that. And that can sometimes be a bad thing, but it's more often not a good thing because it sets standards at the club. It means every player that we sign wants to be at Manchester
City, yeah.
Wants to be a Man City player. I mean, look at that Echeverri kid. We're going to get onto him very shortly. Turned down Barcelona, turned down Real Madrid because he wants to play for Manchester City. He's told he can stay at River Plate for another year. He wants that because he's developing very nicely there. But the bottom line is he's a superstar in the making, hopefully, but he wants to play for City. Wirtz, he's going to have all the picks, and City, I guarantee you, we will not get into a bidding auction with Bayern Munich, with Real Madrid, with whoever else. I'd say Chelsea will be in there because Todd Bowley's like that. We won't do that. I promise you now for a fact, people. I hate to burst the bubble. We won't get into a bidding war with 5-6 clubs.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with it. Obviously, like I say, he's a name on a list. Martin in the chat there says he'll be a name on a list. Won't get everyone. He will be a name on a list. There will be alternatives. I think like a Paqueta getting someone like a Paqueta in. I think that's something that City will be looking at money wise. Obviously, we pretty much agreed a deal for Paqueta, so we know that's an easy tap in that. Like we could.
He wants it.
Yeah,
wants it.
He wants
to come to Man City,
the club know that Paqueta wants the move. It's just whether or not this yellow card thing gets turned over. Before we go into the Echeverri thing, it's now the start. I mean, transfer window is finally open. What do you think, realistically, right now? Like a little prediction. Do you think City sign anyone in this window?
No.
I don't think City sign anyone. I know everyone's talking about getting a DM in. I mean, that people talking about getting like I've seen people in the watch time. People talking about centre backs. Mate, I don't think we sign no one. Well, obviously, I get we've signed Echeverri, but I mean like first team players. I don't think we sign anyone. I think we're just going to ball with what we've got.
I think we're going to ball what we got as well. I think in terms of the DM thing, yeah, Calvin Phillips will more than likely go over the course of the next 30 days.
Yeah, there was more Juventus stuff came out the other day. I can't remember what it said, but that's looking likely.
I think he's as good as gone. I watched him. I was in my corporate box after the game against Sheffield United.
Posh boy. He's moving up in the morning. He's a posh boy now. He ain't none of this stay in your lane. Brothers upgrading.
Yeah, I've gone clear, man. But no, after the game I was watching, you're allowed to stay in the box for something like an hour and a half just to have food and drinks, and all the unused subs were doing their post-match fitness tests or fitness drills, whatever.
Yeah, when they just going out.
Yeah. And Calvin Phillips was out there, and what night he just looked like.
Yeah, well, the thing is with Calvin, he is gone. He's just gone. Yeah, and I think he's probably mentally checked out as well.
That's what I mean. I'm not saying he was behaving badly. By no means. You could just tell he's like, today we played Sheffield United. We won 2-0. Like that's the game. That kind of game where you should be playing or at least featuring, and you didn't. So you can tell his morale has taken a hit. Do you know what I mean? He's taken a massive hit. But in terms of transfers, to get back to the question, I think we'll let Calvin go. I think we'll persist with whether it's wise or not. We'll persist with hamming Rodri every single game that needs to be won. I think Huddersfield in the FA Cup, you might see Nunes could play as a 6 or something like that.
Nunes or a Kovacic maybe in that role.
Kovacic, yeah, maybe. Like for games that Rodri doesn't need to play, we'll make do. We'll
do what we've got. Yeah.
And then in terms of everything else, unless we in the next 30 days we get a major injury, like say someone important picks up a bad injury where they're out for 3-4 months, and we go right, we actually need to go and get that, and it's more of a panic station situation. I don't foresee any business in January. It's just not in our nature.
I agree. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it. Like you say, unless something major happens this month, unless a player comes available as well, that City know they have to go in January and move on that player because he was ready, available to go and get, then we'd move on it, and I could see us signing someone there. But even that, I feel, is an unrealistic expectation, which is good because we're going into this and I'm not thinking, we need to sign someone. But do you have any reservations about not signing anyone? Like, does it make you worry about the rest of the season? I mean, because look at where we are now. We're now third. We've not been playing great, and we're still within the rest of everyone else. Liverpool playing tonight 8:00 against Newcastle, which is no given. I just think we're in a good spot, even when we've played bad. So we always come alive in the second half of the season. I know we don't. No one wants to rely on that, but I think City have got levels to go with this current squad. I don't think we need more players this season to get us to another level.
Yeah. First of all, though, there's 400 people in the building. Make sure you hit the like button, people. It massively helps. And subscribe if you're new around
Factual.
here. Very good number this evening. Hope you're all having a good New Year's Day. Look, people who know me know I'm very reactionary. I speak from the heart, depending on how I'm feeling that day. And during the period there where we won only one game in 6, I was like, we need business in January. I said it on the channel loads of times. I was like, we need business in January. We need business in January. Mm-hmm. We probably still could do with business in January, but I feel
a
DM
wouldn't go amiss. Like, it'd be nice to get a DM in.
A DM and a winger. I'd like another winger. But I feel a lot better now. With Haaland coming back, with Doku coming back, and then for those of you who were in the stadium, Martin, I assume you were there on Saturday. The lift it gave the place when Kevin De Bruyne went out to do a warm up.
Yeah.
Bro, Rodri scored a great goal. Alvarez scored a great goal. The loudest roar of the day was when Kevin De Bruyne put his bib on to go out and warm up by the corner flag. So the buzz that the stadium got from that, no doubt the team feel the same. No doubt the manager feels the same, and the lift that's going to give us. So maintaining Kev's fitness, maintaining Haaland's fitness, etc., etc. I feel a lot better, and I really like this idea of a Rodri, Foden, De Bruyne midfield, Grealish, Bernardo, or Doku, Doku, Bernardo, whatever. Mix it around the wings. Just have a core midfield and a core centre half partnership. I feel a lot better. And I don't feel as like 6 weeks ago. I was like, we have to do business. We must do business.
We were both saying that. We were both saying like we need to go and do business in Jan.
Yeah, but look, I'm only human. My feelings change depending on circumstances, and I don't feel we're in a desperate position, but it would be nice because I feel like Arsenal will do some sort of business. I know they're threading on the edge of FFP difficulties, so how much they can really push in terms of big signings. Like they're talking about getting Ivan Toney, they're talking about going in for Osimhen. Don't know, can they afford those kind of deals? Because like I said, they're
cash.
Osimhen, Osimhen dealing with De Laurentiis and Napoli at the best of times is a difficult task, but dealing with him for his most prized asset, which is undoubtedly Victor Osimhen right now, it will be a pain in the bollocks. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how far they can push it. I don't know will Liverpool do business. Look, if every squad stays the same, I feel we win the league. Yeah, as long as we're looking at injuries, I feel we win the league.
Yeah, and that's something that you have to go through in the season. You have to get a bit of luck with injuries, and hope it's down to a minimum. I'm hoping that this is the longest time for Haaland being out. Hopefully he's not out for any longer than this and in for the rest of the season. Jeremy Doku, don't really want him to have too much time out. His injury record isn't great either, but we just got a bit of luck and keep them fit. And I think we got it in the bag, man. And my stance hasn't changed on that. I do think. I'm confident we'll win the league this year, and I'm confident that we'll win it clear, like 5-7 points clear. The Mancunian way of getting with the 2. Big up to Martin, mate. Yes, bro. It says corporate Hugh. Yeah.
It was a once in a lifetime. Like for those of you who know me, know I'm a season ticket holder in the South Stand, but I was given this from Freddie as a gift to experience it. It's a once in a lifetime. If you ever get the opportunity. I know they're hard to come by. You'll never look at football. The match stays the same. It was just
it's ruined your experience now forever because you've seen the heights.
Mate, I was having a pint in the lounge after the game, just casually next to Jack Grealish's dad, Kevin Grealish, just sitting beside me. John Stones' missus and parents were in the box next door. I believe Alfie Haaland was down the corridor. Just bare people knocking about. That you're kind of going, what the hell am I doing here?
I don't belong.
I'll be back in the South Stand now for the next game. So
Elder says Hugh sold his soul to the board.
He's him. Corporate Hugh is a thing. It was a one day only.
Zohib, you actually said Zohib, mate. He's just put in the chat there saying Osimhen's new contract has a £103 million release clause active this summer. That's mad. That is mad.
Yeah, so I think what he says as well with someone else said that it reeks of a Chelsea signing. It does reek of a Chelsea signing, first of all.
Fact.
And then when it comes to Arsenal, I think Ivan Toney's written all over Arsenal. But if they wanted to go for Osimhen, They had to sell. They had to sell to buy because, like I said, their FFP is getting pretty sticky right now. And then who do they sell? I don't know. I don't know who they sell. Reece Nelson, you're not going to get that much for him. And Kedia, you're not going to get that much for him. And Ivan Toney's going to cost a bomb to get off Brentford. So, look, I don't know.
Yeah. Zach Holiday with a 2 says, Happy New Year, my guys. All the best. Yes, Zol, mates. Big up, man. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Right, so as much as we're saying about not signing anyone, we actually have signed someone. Echeverri, that deal moved pretty fast.
I love it.
At one point, it was just some wonder kid that we're interested in, and then give it a week, and we've already signed him. Mad. And then the deal is it's a great deal for him. Like you said before, he's staying at River Plate till 2020. I think it's December 2024. So he gets another full year there to like develop. Then City will bring him in and see what he can do. But the guy's meant to be sick.
He is. I've spent the last 48 hours looking at the kid's highlights and researching him. He's the real deal, man. He's the real deal. I'm gonna do for those of you who like watching our videos. We're gonna start making more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a video tonight on Echeverri, and Joe's gonna edit it, and we're gonna make it a proper edit. It's gonna be a really in detail video on Echeverri. But as far as how I feel about him. Like I said, I've spent the last 48 hours really looking into what kind of player he is, what kind of future he has, and what about him, and what people in Argentina think of him. He's the real deal. Look, Argentina as a country has a rich history of producing serious talent. They're used to, year in, year out, having young players coming through who are very exciting, you got big hopes for, but Echeverri seems to be a level above that. It's not that they have hopes that he's going to be a really great footballer. They believe he is the next world superstar. I've read articles.
He was telling me that like they never ever compare anyone to Messi, but they do it with him.
This guy they do. Look, I got stick on Twitter just for simply referencing the fact that Argentinians call him the next Messi, because everyone's like, no, don't call anybody the next Messi. I get that, fair enough, whatever. I'm just telling you what Argentinians say about this kid, that he's the next Messi. I'm not saying he's the next Messi because I'm not educated, or I'm not in a position to do so. But what I am saying is the hype around this kid in Argentina is next level. He's the captain of the under-17 Argentinian squad. He's obviously in the River Plate first team. He's made a number of appearances there. And he's also trained a number of times now with Argentina's first team, the World Cup winning team. So he's trained with Messi at 16, 17 years old. And I advise any of you in the chat to go look up this kid's highlight. Now, highlights will always just show you the best parts of a player's game, but even just for general entertainment, looking at his highlights, it's something special. It really is. The way he carries the ball, that low center of gravity is Messi-esque or Bernardo Silva-esque. The way he's got that kind of like drop the shoulder really low and leave a player dead. Step overs, he's strong, he's got a goal in him, he's creative. He's such a Pep Guardiola dream. Like as far as young players go, like to look at him, you just look at him and go, Pep wants to get his hands on this player because he's that's the kind of player he wants. So I'm excited, man. And like I already referenced in the stream, the fact that he's turned down Barca, or someone said that Barca couldn't afford him, whatever. He didn't push to go to Barca. He definitely turned down Real Madrid, and he wanted the City deal, and it happened pretty rapid. His agent came out and said, we're really excited about the City deal now that it's complete. It seems like a match made in heaven. And I think River Plate really liked the deal. I think he really likes the deal because he's going to get to do Copa Libertadores again this summer for River Plate, which will be a massive experience for him. He'll keep developing nicely where he is, because a big mistake a number of clubs make with signing younger players is, we'll sign them when they're 17 and they'll train away with our first team, and they'll probably never see the first team pitch, and then everyone just forgets about them. They become a distant memory. They don't develop the way they should do. Whereas this is a great plan, in my opinion, for his growth and development.
Yeah, man. I think it's definitely good, and it's going to be a wait. I see people in the chat saying a year's a long time. It is a long time for us to get to see him play for us and to get like hyped about him properly. But we'll have to just monitor it from afar, innit, and see when if there's River Plate games that people can get and watch and see what it's about. Yeah.
The Copa Libertadores is usually around July, I think, August. So
decent, maybe we'll do some watch songs. We'll be the scouts, bro.
Yep.
We will be the scouts. We're not qualified, but we will. Yes, Mib. Yes, bro. With the 33 months. Yes, bro. Does this Echeverri deal suggest another Pep contract extension? And as Hugh was just talking then, and was saying about obviously lasting until December 2024, I was actually thinking that, like, because December 2024, Pep will only have, 6 months left on his contract or whatever it is? Surely Pep, I think Pep stays longer, you know. I think they'll be talking about it now. I reckon he signs another 1 year deal.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I think he does stay. I don't think 2025 is the end of Pep Guardiola, but I think if you're expecting any blockbuster 5-year deals, they're in the bin. I think Pep will keep extending 1, maybe 2 years at a time.
Yeah.
And then when he decides to pull the plug, it means he doesn't have too long to wait to pull the plug. Like, he doesn't want to sign a 4-year contract and in 2 years' time go, I want to go and take a break now, deservedly so, if that's what he decides. 1 and 2 years at a time, I believe Pep will sign. But I think at the very least we'll have seen a decade of Pep Guardiola. So, look, I think all these young players that we go in for, I mean, another small piece of news was we're set to offer Mika Hamilton a new contract. As well.
Big.
So with all these young players signing new contracts or coming to Manchester City, undoubtedly in their negotiations they're saying, what's the crack with Pep? Is he planning on staying, or is he leaving anytime soon? Because whether we like it or not, Pep's our big pulling power. Pep is our big we can flex
major.
on. Like, if we can go into negotiation with a young and up and coming top player and say, we want you to come, Pep wants you to come, and Pep, we can give you pretty good assurances he's going to be staying for a good period of time longer. It's a big incentive to a young player to say Pep's going to be staying and he wants you. So, look, with Pep, I think there's no need to relax or no need to worry. Sorry, Pep.
Yeah, obviously it's definitely a conversation for a different time, like later on, as we get closer. But it's interesting when you see us signing these young players now, because they'll be wondering, because you know what I mean, that Echeverri will be thinking he'll want to be managed by Pep Guardiola, and he'll be thinking like, then it is a factor. It's a factor in young players signing these deals.
Well, like in his head and in Argentina, it's like. Look, I saw someone in the chat. Who was it? Darsh, there you are, mate. You said, I'm going to try to find your message now. You said, something about not hyping up players, or don't hype them up if you just let them develop, or something like that. Yeah, Hugh, I don't think we should hype him up yet. We need to see him in his tough moments and see how they react. If he's an actual baller, then we'll want to make an impact. Whatever. I get that. I'm not hyping him up. I'm not saying, he's the next Messi, people. I'm not putting that in the title and thumbnail. City have just signed the next Lionel Messi. I'm simply just telling you that it's quite exciting to hear that we have signed the player that Argentinians who do watch him a lot more than us and know a lot more about him than us are referring to him as the next Messi. And for this kid in particular, obviously, if he's hearing this, that he's being referred to as the next Messi, he knows the fairy tale, which was Pep made Lionel Messi. Pep started Lionel Messi's whole career, made the prodigy that became the best ever. And Echeverri's going to go, look, if Pep made Messi this,
that same guy put him on that path, he can put me on that path.
If I can even get half of that path,
exactly.
I'm doing pretty fucking well. So look, Pep's a big dog, man. Pep's a big dog, and kids want to play for him. Young players will want to play for him. So we need to coincide it all, man. Keep Pep happy, keep him going, and also do the business in terms of signing young and up and coming players.
Fact. Nicholas in the chat says he's an Argentinian. He says he doesn't think that he'll reach Messi's level, but he'll definitely be special. He can get to the level of Argentinian greats like Aguero, Di Maria, etc., etc.
Listen, I don't think he's going to hit like Messi levels. You know how crazy that is? Messi is the greatest footballer the greatest human being to ever kick a sphere object is Lionel Messi. So, like to suggest that he's the next Messi, like I really want to hammer this home with you guys. I'm not saying he's the next Messi. It's just very nice to hear that we've signed who gassed up Argentinians are calling him the next Messi. If he gets to Aguero levels, you're still like, fuck me. Aguero's
insane.
Aguero's one of the greatest Premier League players of all time, if not the greatest Premier League striker of all time. He's in that conversation anyway. You can argue night and day about who is. If Echeverri gets to even close to that, what a big piece of business that is for us. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is not a flop if he doesn't become the next Lionel Messi.
Yeah, he could, just because he's not the next Messi doesn't mean that he's not successful. He doesn't become to be some world beater. He'll do bits, man.
Look, and the thing is, the next point, actually, the final point about him is, while he's still at River Plate, he's still training with Argentina's first team. So when they go on international duty, whenever they do over the course of the next 12 months, he's training with Messi. He's training with Alvarez. He's training with Romero and Dybala, Di Maria. Are they still playing international? I don't know. But whoever the top dogs are in Argentina right now, he's training with them.
Yeah.
So he's getting big dog experience while being a main man at River Plate. Like, it's a fantastic plan we've outlined for this kid. So hopefully when he arrives in 12 months' time, he's ready to make an impact even at 18 years old.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. And obviously, we do have a wait. It'll be this time next year where we might get to see him play a bit of football for City. And hopefully he can do something for us, because that'd be sick to get someone like him in.
Matali, man. Matali, I don't mean Romero Spurs-wise. I just mean that Argentina squad that won the World Cup. You can't not call them big dogs. They won the World Cup. As a collective, they are big dogs.
The collective is a team together, innit? Yeah. G. Bamiro, I don't know if obviously, is it Bamiro? I don't know how to say your name, bro, so I apologise if I've not said your name right. But G. Bamiro, for now, with a 2, yes, bro, big up for the super chat, says, sign Neto and Paqueta and you'll win the Prem. Yeah. I mean, don't sign either of them, and I still think we win the Prem.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, even we got one of them in January, which I don't think it'll happen, like we've said. But if we were to get one in January, then that'd be sick. But I just don't see us moving, like we said before, for anyone in the next couple of weeks, unless something disastrous happens. I just seen Craig Party Time in the chat. Yes, Craig, mate. He said that the Barco deal, that's something that I've not heard about for time. So he must have seen something on this, and he says that Valentin Barco deal's off. His agent demanded a £5 million fee.
I thought that was done deal. I thought we were gonna, here we go.
Valentin Barco. I've not. I don't know if I don't know if I've ever seen a here we go, but it was definitely spoke about loads, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Valentin Barco maybe in the bin.
I can't lie. I'm not gutted about that. Like if we got him, I would have been like, brilliant. Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't look too much into it. I was just like, oh, buzzing, we're getting an actual left back. But
yeah,
it is what it is with that. Right. Is there any more? I'm trying to think if there any more transfer news. Chat, you see anything else? Oh, my microphone just pinged off. I'm gonna have to hold a mic like a I have to hold the microphone like a like a real commentator. I just seen there before that went out my head. Olise release clause in summer. Would you take it?
What is it again? Is it 100 mil?
It's around that, yeah.
I prefer Neto personally. I prefer Neto than Olise. I like Olise a lot, I think, and I would have taken him last summer. But if Neto's there to be got for the similar price range, I prefer Pedro Neto.
Yeah, I like Olise. I when we did the stream and it was a panel show and Asam was on that, and he was very convincing in his Olise shouts. And since then, I've kind of backed the idea of getting Olise at City. I like both Olise and Eze. Oh, there you go. The release clause is around £50 to £60 million. That's quite good. That's good. That for the cash. That is good. But Tyrone in the chat there as well says that he's been saying Neto for 3 years now. Neto is a very, very, very good player. He's a very good player. It's
cold.
He's exciting. Do you know, like how Doku's an exciting player? I think Neto's a very exciting player as well.
Neto's different though. Neto's not like a step over gritty kind of
step over gritty man.
Neto's just an aggressive, strong, fast runner with the ball, and like sometimes that's harder to defend against. A guy who's just head down, I'm gonna take you on, and you'll just have to do your best and see can you get it off me, kind of thing. Like so, different type. I mean, Olise reminds me a bit like Jack Grealish at times. He's a bit predictable for me, but I think he's cold, and Pep will make him even better. But I think he's a bit predictable.
Big up to Sinathan. Yes, Sinathan, mate, with the 14 Zar says, watched Echeverri. Reminds me of Juan Riquelme.
Riquelme, yeah.
Riquelme. Big up Sinathan, mate. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Remember Neto cooked Ake? Yeah, I do remember that. Zohib says Neto's arse 2 goals in 42 games is crap. Yes, but what you're not looking at there is 8 assists, was it, in 11 games?
Yep.
8 assists and 11. That's not crap. That's very, very good.
Really good for a winger. It's really good. Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen a lot of people saying about the coat from the watch song at the weekend, which had me dying. That was a next level watch song. That the coat it does still exist. Is it here? No, it's not in here. The coat does still exist, and it's going to remain. I know you lot don't like the coat, but you know what I mean. You lot can hold that L. I'm not holding an L by wearing that coat. It's sick. Right, is there anything else, bro? Is there any more?
I'm gonna go watch the
feed me more transfer stories. I'm a transfer goblin, innit? Like, best believe for the next 4 weeks, I'm gonna jump on the back of every single shit sauce. We'll be running these every day. Hey, we'll be going off. City to sign the next Messi.
No, I'm gonna do the Echeverri video tonight. I'm gonna get Joe to chop it up, so hopefully it'll be like a cool visual video as well. I've got the idea of how I want it to look. In terms of like, I don't know if there's gonna be many stories that we can play that siren for this month.
No,
but,
I don't see us signing anyone. That's like basically, obviously it is the first today, so like that's why we're just getting like our January transfer predictions in, and I don't see us getting anyone, as we've both said.
Hello, the chat says, imagine we get go and get Gundo, man. They're doing a fire sale there. Go and get Ilkay Gundogan and bring him back for the double treble.
How much did you pay for Ilkay Gundogan?
20 mil.
I'd pay 20 mil for Gundo.
Chat, what would you pay for Ilkay Gundogan right now? If
the interest was there and they needed to sell him,
what would you pay for him? What did we sell him for again? Oh, he went for free, didn't he?
Yeah, he went for free. That stinks. That.
15 million.
Big Steve, yes, Big Steve, mate. It says Philip goals. Someone's coming.
Steve, man, who though? In what position? We're trying to figure this out.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what DM we'd go and get. 50 million, don't care, says Freddie. 50 mil.
I'd pay 20 for Gundo if there's a chance.
You know what? I'd pay 30. It's not even my money, do you know what I mean? Obviously, but like, I'd pay 30.
Yeah, I mean, like, you think about it, he could be the Rodri backup, and
and he's a big game player as well. The guy pops up in key moments.
See, he said it was the best year of his life, and Barca tried to claim that.
What?
Yeah, he said 2023 is the best year of his life, and Barca were like, whatever way they worded their tweet, were basically
as if it's like to do with him signing for Barca and being a Barca player.
Like, not the fact that he won the treble.
That is funny. That is funny. Big Steve told who's coming if Phillips goes.
Big Steve's definitely got some inside scoop, man.
Yeah, he knows, isn't it?
Look at Big Steve's channel, man. He'll definitely drop a few hints when he knows something. Keep an eye on at Big Steve MCFC.
Yeah, man. Big up to Big Steve. Shout in the chat.
We need to get a Big Steve show this week at some point, actually, if you're available.
Yeah, man. Shout. Big Steve. We'll have to give you a text in it and get a Big Steve show on the cards, because that's definitely something that we should do. Right then.
Who are we playing this week? Is it the Huddersfield game?
Huddersfield on the 7th.
And then we've Newcastle, then a week or 2 weeks off? Is it two? Yeah, Derby.
Yeah, it's that. It's the January break, innit? A 2-week break. Stinks. Big Steve says he's ready, buzzing. Yes, Steve, mate. We'll give you a text.
Do it, man. Let's do it.
Let's run it. Big up to everyone in the stream today. The support has been sick today. Big up to all. If not already, please hit the like button. It does help us out massively. If you're watching this back on a replay, let us know in the comments as well. Who would you sign in January if you could? And do you think it's realistic that we could get any signings in January? As me and Hugh have said that we don't think we will. What do you say you doing now, bro? Off to go watch the darts?
Yeah, I was watching Luke Littler earlier on. Have you heard about this kid?
Nah.
Bro, he's 16 and he's absolutely tearing up every big dog in the World Darts Championship. Bro, he's insane. He's a don. Like 16 years old and he's tearing it up like the way he is.
Just like sick at darts.
Bro, he's insane. Like it's outrageous. And they're like, what are you gonna do with your winnings? He won 100 grand today. They're like, what are you gonna do with your winnings? And he's like, oh, probably just buy a kebab and get a vape. He can't drink.
Mad.
He's not 18.
Oh yeah, that's mad. That is
Elder
mad.
Hugh is like a proper darts fan. No, I only got into it this year, really. You know, off the Luke Littler hype train. I'm gonna watch Van Gerwen next though. So yeah, keep an eye on Littler. He's playing tomorrow in the semi-final, bro. You need to watch it.
Yeah, man, I'll hit it up. Right, yeah. Everyone, big up to everyone who's been watching this. Good support today on today's stream. Big up to everyone who's super chatted. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with some more content. Keep your eyes peeled for the Echeverri video, which I'm excited for. Liverpool, Newcastle on later. Hopefully, Liverpool drop points there. And I mean, no one wants to win the league this year, bro. So hopefully they drop points and we can capitalise.
We need to start doing some up-alongs, bro. For now, as the title race is kicking off, we need to start watching a few Arsenal games and watch a few Liverpool games. Because I can't lie, I've watched fuck all of both of them. I just watched City. That's it. I watched City, and that's me. That's my football fix. My brain can only process what's going on in Manchester City right now. So maybe as it starts to get deeper into the title race, if you guys want it, that of course is chat. If you guys want it, we will do some watch-alongs.
Yeah, obviously
I won't be in the Shetty hat. I'm not going over to the Shetty hat to watch fucking Liverpool. Do you know what
I mean? yeah, fact. But yeah, we'll definitely start doing that. We'll run it very shortly. But big up everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit.